In this Star Wars Outlaws news update video, I will be sharing with you details on the gameplay rework. Blasters are completely changing, and I have all the information in this video, plus a bunch of other cool stuff. Before we do get into all of it though, make sure you do subscribe to this channel so you won't miss any future news updates on Star Wars Outlaws or coverage of this week's big update and DLC. This week is going to be huge for Star Wars Outlaws. We have the first story DLC, Wildcard, which releases on Thursday, alongside the biggest update yet to the game, which is promising huge reworks to core gameplay, bug fixes, and even some free content for everybody. Plus, the game will release on Steam on that same day. Before all of that does arrive though, the development team have released another dev update, sharing some information about what to expect in Title Update 4. Titled Aiming Down Sights, this second dev update from Drew Reckner, the new creative director on the game, discusses what they've actually done to improve blaster gameplay. Kicking off the development update, the Star Wars Outlaws team say from the development of the combat system to recent tweaks we've made in response to player feedback, we'd love to dive in and give you more insight into the workings of this integral part of the Outlaws experience. Drew, the creative director, says that one of the pieces of feedback they hear a lot is for a more deeper and more engaging combat loop. On Thursday, the 21st of November, Title Update 4 will release, and it will bring some big updates to enemy AI, as well as the freedom of approach, so how you go about whatever situation you are in. They've also made significant improvements to the feel and utility of various weapons and core combat, and that's going to be what we are going to be diving into a lot of in this video. But first, let's talk about enemy AI. So this is the first thing that Drew wants to dive into. They've updated the stats of all weapons and enemies, making headshots more rewarding and tuning armor and health for more enemy types. This is to differentiate archetypes and make them more distinct from each other. They've also added weak points to enemies, which allow you to take down tough opponents with a well-placed precision shot at the right moment. To bring it all together, new defeat animations and hit reactions have been added to make sure hitting enemies is as rewarding and gratifying as it can be. So people have had a bunch of complaints when it comes to animations. They have taken feedback on board, and for me personally, I really feel like the animations in the game are already very satisfying, so the fact that they are adding even more, potentially better ones as well, it couldn't be better. I already love how the game plays, so this is just great. That said, I'm not sure we definitely needed weak points, but we'll see how that plays out. Making the NPCs more differentiated from each other is also a big, nice step that I think will definitely help facing off just the same sort of enemies over and over again a bit more fresher. Next up, we have some major changes coming to how the weapons feel in the gunplay. So what they've done is really upgraded the gameplay for recoil, fire rate, ammo, and accuracy for every weapon in the game, alongside audio, visual effects, and UI. The goal that the team at Massive wanted to do was create weapons and blaster modules that feel distinct and rewarding to master. An example was given, so on some weapons such as the Ashiga ABR2 Zato blaster rifle, they've had the opportunity to completely redesign the shooting pattern to bring out the weapon's unique gameplay style. It is going to be very interesting to compare what the blasters previously were like to what they will be come Thursday. I'm very interested to see what some of my favourite weapons like the Amban sniper rifle has undergone. They've also reviewed and improved the utility of weapons, so starting with K's Blaster, what they've done is added the ability for the power module of it to hit cover and knock out enemies that were actually hiding behind it. They also have updated the Ion module to stun enemies for longer and make them more vulnerable to damage while they are stunned. Massive's intention is to give us more freedom and to make using different modules during combat even more fun. I'm not sure we need to have stuns to last longer, to be honest. I'm pretty happy with where it is right now, but if you wanted that, then that change has been made. Now for a major change that many people have been asking for, I've seen in the comments of my own videos a lot, and that is the ability to hold on to weapons that you pick up for longer. Right now in the game, you drop a weapon when you go up a ladder or things like that. Now that will stop happening. So they basically say that you're going to be able to hold on to blasters that you pick up even longer, despite climbing and traversing the environment or interacting with enemies and the game's world. This change was highly requested by the community, and it means that you can now make longer-term strategic choices, get rewarded for turning enemy weapons against them, and have more varied combat encounters, and I certainly agree on that last point. To top off this segment, Massive have also changed how cover works. So the camera will no longer try and predict which shoulder it should be on, and it will now be more comfortable and stable around cover. To facilitate this, they've added the ability to swap shoulders when aiming, giving you greater control and precision. That adds to a host of improvements to the animations around the reliability of using cover, and they hope that this will let us focus on tactics and action rather than thinking about the cover mechanics. I personally loved how the cover system worked in this game, but if this makes it even better, then great. The culmination of changing how weapons feel, the AI, how cover works, damage stats, and more will create a deeper and more engaging combat loop with more variety, choice, and satisfaction. Massive do say they are looking forward to hearing our feedback on all of the changes when we do get our hands on the game later on this week. Title update for is just a couple of days away, so we won't have to wait long. Speaking of Thursday, I'm surprised we have not seen a release trailer for the DLC. I know we have the Season Pass trailer, but it's Tuesday. We are just 48 hours away from the DLC releasing and still no trailer. Maybe it comes tomorrow, maybe it comes on Thursday. I don't really mind, to be honest. I'm just a bit surprised, that's all. Now for some other really cool news updates about Star Wars Outlaws. So, the soundtrack has been nominated for the Best Video Game Soundtrack at the Grammys, which will take place early next year. So that's just huge news for this game. Like last year with Jedi Survivor getting nominated and winning that Grammy, Outlaws has also been nominated, so congratulations to Will, John and Kazuma who composed this soundtrack. Despite being nominated for a Grammy and I would say has a real good shot of winning it, it was not nominated for the best score and music at the Game Awards last night, strangely enough. That said, Star Wars Outlaws was included in 3 categories, so a massive congratulations to everyone that worked on this game. So it was nominated for the Best Action-Adventure Game of the Year, as well as the Innovation in Accessibility Award. Plus, Umberlee, who plays Kay Vess, was nominated for her performance as Best Performance, so congratulations to her as well. If you'd like to vote for Umberlee as well as the rest of the Star Wars Outlaws team in these 3 different categories, you can use the link down below in the description to vote on the official Game Awards website. You have until, I think, December 12th to put in your vote. There were many people on social media, especially Twitter, last night, very upset that Outlaws got even 1 nomination. Honestly, some horrible people saying some nasty stuff about the game and the people that worked on it, so it's strange that this game can't even be celebrated in any way without people who have not even played the game complaining about it. It's just weird. Now for a Star Wars Outlaws collab that I did not see coming, and it's awesome to see. So, Kay and Nix are confirmed to be joining the Brawlhalla roster on December 4th with Han Solo, Chewbacca, The Mandalorian, and Grogu. I thought this was so cool to see. It's a really nice animation of Kay and Nix. We've had Cal show up in Galaxy of Heroes, EA's other Star Wars title, but I should have thought maybe Brawlhalla would have Kay at some point, but it's actually come rather soon, so from December 4th, you'll be able to play as Kay and Nix, which is really cool to see. I'd love to hear your thoughts on anything I've talked about in this video, so please do let me know down in the comment section below, and remember to drop a like to help support the channel, and subscribe so you don't miss any future Star Wars Outlaws videos, including the many I will have when Wildcard and such will drop on Thursday. If you missed any of my previous videos, click on the playlist on screen right now, and I shall see you in my next video. Goodbye.